Okay, everyone, gather round. I, Director Bo Walsh, want to welcome everyone to the first day of shooting for Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat.
No.
I want to welcome everybody to the first day of shooting for Dr. Seuss's Cat in the Hat, starring Mike Myers.
Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay, listen, I have a schedule here. I'm going to tell everyone what'll happen all day, and...
let me see that. I see. I'm not noticing any mention of us getting chocolate.
Mike, this is the filming itinerary, not the catering list.
Well, I like chocolate, Mr. Director. Bo, don't.
What? Are you being serious?
Habayadawa.
Are you going to do this the whole film?
How about you don't, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty don't.
My name's not even Scotty, Mike. It's Bo. Oh, now, what are you doing with that onion?
I'm going to my swamp. Stay out of my swamp, donkey. You're all donkey.
How is Alec Baldwin the sane one in this project?
If you kids don't listen to me, I'll smack you.
Why? Why did I sign on to do a movie called The Cat in the Hat?
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to question the sanity of others and then quabble farming all the pudding cake on the tractor. Also, we asked the question, why would you make this? I'm Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Danny Money. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, sir. And yourself?
Yeah, all right. Jay Delta, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's all right. All right. Good. Wagwai.
Yeah.
It's not... whatever. All right, never mind. What episode was that? Guess.
10?
Yeah, it probably was. So we watched Cat in the Hat, or Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat, which was released November 21st, 2003 in both Canada and the U.S., until August 18th in 2004 when Egypt finally got it. Also, for some reason, Japan was the last to get the film, like a few months later.
All right.
But DVD only.
Never got a theatrical
No,
release.
didn't get the theater release. So yes, it went all around the world, and hopefully that explains why it was lost in translation. So first we have, like we said, the U.S. and French Canada called it The Cat in the Hat, or, Dr. Seuss's Cat in the Hat. Argentina got it close. They called the film The Cat and His Magic Hat.
All right.
Italy called it The Cat, ... in His Crazy Hat. And Iceland called it The Cat with a Dress.
I mean, that's technically true for like 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
He's holding a dress.
I suppose. He does place it up against his body, so...
That's true.
They must have been given, like, that still.
They showed him that still.
They were like, we got it. We know what the film's
Oh,
about.
okay, that is the name. That's
Yeah.
not Iceland, how they
Dr.
talk.
Seuss's legendary cross-dressing cat story. It's fantastical for all the children. Bulgaria is the only one that got close to the title, or left, which they called it Cat with Hat.
Cat with that.
Cat with it, yeah, Bulgaria, so yeah.
Yes.
Everybody else, they got it very wrong. We have Colombia, Spain, Greece, Netherlands, Peru, and Portugal all called it The Cat.
Well, that's because they don't have hats in those countries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's just no word for hat.
Well, then what's going on in Denmark, Finland, Poland, Russia, Sweden, and Turkey, when they call the film Cat?
They
lack indefinite articles?
yeah, they just lack indefinite. That's it. And hats.
Oh, also, yeah. Well, Brazil called the film Dr. Seuss's The Hat Cat. And if you didn't think that was true, then perhaps you like France, who called the film The Cat Hat. And if you think they're both incorrect, perhaps you're with Estonia, who called the film Hats and Cats.
Hats and cats. Have you ever heard that, like, to drop to drop a beat.
I have, yeah, because
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Perfect beat. Boots and cats.
And boots and
yeah,
cats and boots and cats.
and boots and cats 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 and boots and cats. As fast as you want to make your song. Next, we have Hungary. They call the film The Cat. Hats off. They really like that cat. He's done a good job. Finally, has to be a translation error. With Germany, they call the film A Cat Makes Theater. The Cat Puts on a Play is the name.
Well,
of this movie.
I'm pretty sure they saw the movie and they're like, oh, that cat fellow, he thinks he is performing a play in the movie.
It's all an elaborate ruse that he is putting on, and technically, because he knows that it is a ruse, and it's in his mind a lesson, a way to teach these children things, I believe it is very accurate to that of a theatrical play. So that is what he has done. Hopefully that explains why it made what it made. Mr. Money, do you have the budget?
Yes, I do. The budget for the movie was $109 million. Domestically, it almost made that actually with $101 million. But with the international, it actually did make it because internationally the movie made $33 million, totaling $134 million this movie actually made. So you figure it probably broke even with however much the studio probably spent in advertisement and all that.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that they well recouped their money because I know for the longest time, like Hot Topic and whatnot, they had so much like Thing 1, Thing 2.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's right, yeah.
I don't know why, but that was like a big deal. Like the Thing 1, Thing 2.
Yeah.
Somehow that was like, oh, we can make money off of that, and people bought into it.
I doubt you remember every thing-related fashion item that ever existed, but do you remember a shirt saying it's a thing?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
I think Alec Baldwin created that. Because in the commentary, he goes, that's what I'm going to do. If they don't make that shirt, it's a thing, I'm going to create it after the movie's down and make money off of it.
So he probably did that, yeah.
Yeah, so Alec Baldwin may have...
Genius.
Oh,
Yeah, I
absolutely,
mean...
yeah.
On them if they didn't bother to listen to the commentary.
Yeah, really. Somebody made money off that.
It was Alec Baldwin.
Probably. All right, so let's do the best hour.
Favorite hour?
The Troy McClure Hour. Oh, hello, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me in such excessive exploits of one-dimensional characters such as Eddie Murphy's Why Did I Marry a African Bush Bitch?
Oh, my God.
Or YouTube presents Chewbacca Moms Look Baka and Laugh, a historical pop culture show about the 2000s to 2010 decade. I couldn't get through that one. It's like, it's like out of the 80s. But...
Is that what happens when Disney buys out Star Wars?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we'll just make I Love the 80s with Chewbacca's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Although it'd be a pretty fucking good bit if it was literally just and then showing random clips of things. No context, no anything. I would...
Well, but the problem with that is that's Chewbacca. If it's Chewbacca Mom, then it's roar. Roar, 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 roar. Cut to a clip of a lamb falling down.
Yeah.
That's the sound of Tusken Raiders. It's
Yeah.
Chewbacca and Chewbacca Mom overlaid on top of each other. So, Mike Myers plays the cat. You recognize him as Austin Powers from the Austin Powers franchise, the voice of Shrek from the Shrek franchise, and most recently himself in a 2015 episode of Saturday Night Live.
Was that like the reunion special one?
Sure.
Okay.
It was in December.
I'll say yes. Then.
Okay. Dakota Fanning plays Sally. You recognize her as young Melanie in the 2002 Sweet Home Alabama. Jane in the Twilight Saga franchise. And Lily in the 2016 short The Escape, which is a short film about a BMW car.
How did you not list War of the Worlds on here?
Oh, I don't know. I figured you'd talk about it.
Yeah, because that movie is 90% of her lines in that movie are just her going, ah! Screaming.
Last, we have Spencer Breslin, who plays Conrad. Breslin. Whatever. You recognize him as Dusty Dirtitz in the 2000 Walt Disney's The Kid.
Dirtitz?
No. Duddits, that's different.
Oh, okay.
Josh from the 2008 The Happening. And most recently, Spencer in the ongoing streaming series Fucking Actors. You can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. Oh, man. Not a lot of energy at the start of this episode. I'm saying at the start of this, I feel like we didn't have a lot of energy coming out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I think it matches the movie.
Yeah.
Don't try to force it like the movie did.
Yeah, right? I'll just mention it. Oh, I'm tired, folks. I don't feel like doing this shit. This movie sucks, right?
I watched this movie and I was like, some of these gags are solid.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
They don't, deliver them well?
Yeah,
the setup is bad? I don't know what it is.
I think it has to be Mike Myers. I honestly think he's...
yeah, I totally think it is, because I feel like every shot was supposed to be
all right, well, hang on. Let's not get too much into it. let's bring it up as it comes up.
Okay.
So let's start the film. So the film opens with the narrator informing us of things to come, but first introduces the town of Anvil, using the forced rhyme scheme that I claim Dr. Seuss has been getting away with for years.
What? That's his.
No.
That's his.
Yeah, that's his
shtick.
signature.
Yeah, but he's been. I don't think it ain't quaint. Shit, I think he's been getting away with it. That's what I feel. We go to work, which is like Humberflube in real estate industry, and Mom gets a call that the babysitter has left, and then the boss comes out, and he calls a meeting, and he's like, "Oh, welcome the new guy," and the new guy touches his hand, and he's like, "You're fired," because the boss is a germaphobe,
and because Anvil, Humberflube isn't unionized, and Anvil doesn't have any Department of Labor.
Yeah. Oh, why he has so many fans though? He's not worried about airborne illnesses just being pushed around.
No, they're the kind of fans because in one time of the year the fan blows down, and you pull the switch and then it blows up. It's just sucking all the germs.
Always up. Oh, okay.
I don't know, what time do they have to work? If you notice real quick on the wall when he calls a meeting, it says, "Wash your hands always."
Oh yeah, it says employees must wash hands constantly.
Yeah. Exactly. So, if they're constantly washing their hands, at what time do they actually work?
Excellent point. Movie ruined.
Yeah, that's it. That was the problem.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the giant talking cat. That just wrecked it for me. Now it's totally unbelievable.
Yeah. I didn't mention it at the start, but of course, the DVD had commentary and other such things, so I bought it and I listened to it. Mm-hmm. So the commentary at the start, they're just putting over the production designer of the film, who apparently was also the production designer for Fight Club.
Okay.
Hollywood's weird, dude.
Yeah.
The boss, he lets us know that Joan Walden, a.k.a. Mom, is hosting a very important party tonight, and that if she has a messy house, she's fired. Because again, no union.
No union.
None of that stuff. Yep. So we go home, and the narrator lets us know that this is a normal town where something wonderful is about to happen to her brother and sister. The girl is super organized to the point of concern, and the boy is reckless to the point of stupidity, probably.
Yeah.
Sally is organizing her life on her PDA, while Conrad is covering himself in just fluffy food.
I guess.
And then
It's
bread and popcorn.
Yeah,
and
exactly. It's not even fluffy food as much as things he would think would cushion him.
I guess.
He is not a bright child.
No.
I'm surprised he wasn't so dumb as to think, well, what do they put in packing peanuts? I got peanuts. That just fills his pants with peanuts. So, yeah, Conrad, he luges down the stairs out the front door because Mom comes home and opens it. She's like, whoa, and drops the stuff, and then the dog runs away.
And Conrad flies out the door and smashes head first into the car, dead.
Oh,
Rest of the movie, death hallucination.
Yep. Happened real quick.
Yeah.
No, he had a helmet on, though, didn't he?
No, he had on whatever food he found in the
that's right.
kitchen.
It was a strainer he had on his head.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah. So if anything, his brains got pushed through the strainer.
It's just like Play-doh, just squished through. Awful.
You're telling me it just so happens that he smashes his skull and then a giant 6-foot talking cat shows up. Right.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing, buddy.
Well, it is possible because he is the one who goes in the closet first. If you think about it, he's dead the whole time. He
I
is
don't
the
really
cat in the
follow
hat.
that.
So it's his hallucination that he is he still alive or is it just his death hallucination? Like, at this point, does he go into the closet and his brain's just like...
Well, hang on. We're not even up to that point yet. Like, we're still like 3 scenes before that.
We gotta figure it out.
Yeah. No, we don't. No, we don't. On commentary, it's so bad because Alec Baldwin keeps setting the director Bo, because the commentary is Alec Baldwin and Bo Walsh, the director.
Where's Mike Myers?
Just no. I'm sure at the end that question will be answered. But yeah, Alec keeps setting Bo up for jokes, but Bo's just a director. He's not a comedian, so he's just like, hey, what do you think of that, Bo? And he's like, oh, it's well, let me tell you,
oh my god,
that's it. And then Alec just jumps to the next topic. I was just like, wow, that was brutal. And again, they just keep putting over the production designer. Bo also, like, what, 3rd scene in the movie? He's like, yeah, I have very, very limited directing skills, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely shows then.
And he also mentions that Barry Sonnenfeld, which some of our fans will recognize him as the director of The Wild Wild West, which is our 55th episode. Mm-hmm. Barry Sonnenfeld talked to Bo Walsh, and he was like, Bo, you have to direct. You won't believe how horrible it is.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How do you go into directing them with that type of, like, advice?
It pays well.
Yeah.
I guess.
It pays disgustingly well.
Although I've heard, like, on film podcasts I listen to, there are guys who are like, listen, just direct music videos. It's easy. It pays way better. Music videos and commercials. That's the way to do it. If you're an idiot, you'll direct movies like I am, but that's...
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Although I guess if you have the attitude where it's like, this is horrible, I'm just going to coast through it, it's probably more if you care about your work.
Like, if you're a shitty person, you're a shitty person. No matter what field you go into. So, yes, we go back into the house and Conrad gets punished. All of a sudden, Larry Quinn shows up. This is Alec Baldwin's character. This is also Mom's love interest. He's got Nevins. And he's like, you know what, Conrad, he's a troubled child. Why don't you put him into this military school? Mm-hmm. It'll be great. And I'm like, what? Why? First off, you got a kid that hates you and you hate, and you want to give him training from some of the world's top killers to give him discipline and skill. Like, he's definitely going to come back and murder Alec Baldwin in that scenario.
Okay, but do you really think Baldwin's plan is like, I'm going to stick around, I'm going to, like, be with this woman long term? Or do you think it's like the kid disappears for, let's say, a couple years for military school, Alec Baldwin gets it in, and he's gone?
So his only goal in your mind is to impregnate Mom and leave?
No, not even. It doesn't have to be impregnate her.
Oh, just to bang her and
leave. Yeah,
leave.
he's going to bang her a bunch, and then off he goes.
No, because...
Or maybe third option, he's hoping that, he gets killed off at military school, never has to deal with the kid again.
Nobody gets killed in military school.
You don't know.
Yeah, they might keep it on the down low. You don't know. Also, that's just wrong, though, because later on, he's like, oh, wait, maybe he's not. Maybe that was a deleted scene. Dude, what did you say there was? 16 deleted scenes?
Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea what was part of the movie and what wasn't part of the movie.
It's like one giant death hallucination.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, there's one point in the deleted scene where he says, don't worry about that. Soon I'm going to marry my girlfriend and everything will be taken care of. Like, all his money trouble. Like, that was his... It's not in the movie, but in a deleted scene, apparently that's his plan.
Well, I guess you kind of figure later on in the movie when they show him at home.
Because he's losing all his stuff, and
Okay, so his plan is Conrad goes off to military school, right? He starts banging Mom. They get engaged. He somehow gets it so that he's the inheritor of her will, takes out a life insurance policy. She accidentally falls down the stairs, dies. He sells the home, ships Sally off. His money troubles are gone, and he moves on to the next MILF.
But here's the thing. If Conrad is such the issue that he has to get rid of him, why doesn't he have to get rid of Sally then? Wouldn't then she be some sort of an issue of him trying to bang her mom?
She's too well behaved. She's all by the book and shit. Conrad's the one who's like gonna kick the door open while they're banging and make noise and bang on pots and pans.
When right after all this stuff, and then Conrad leaves. Well, I think it's actually later than that. Never mind. But later on, when Mom leaves, she gives all these rules to Conrad, and Sally's like, "What about me? Can I have rules?" So. Like that, you could take care of Sally, no problem.
I guess.
Like she just wants something to be good about, Like
Sally, I want you. Your first rule is to just stand in that corner and stare.
Yeah, and if you hear sounds, don't question. You just keep quiet.
if you hear the smothered screams of your mother, just keep looking at the wall, Sally. just look at the flowers.
Have you ever baked a cake, Sally? Okay, that's what baking a cake sounds like. So, where are we? We're back up where he wants to put Conrad in military school. Mom has to go answer the phone. Conrad's a jerk. When she leaves, when he comes back, he's fine. Yeah, it's so great. I want to point out, I felt so bad. In the commentary, they say that the real Nevins, the dog, his bark sounded so small and sickly that they were like, let's get voice actor Frank Welker to do a dog bark.
Wow. That's terrible.
It's just like, oh boy. So after Larry leaves, Kate's catering shows up. What? It's a man. How hilarious. And we never see him again.
Yeah.
And Mom has to go back to the office. So she calls Mrs. Kwan. Mom, like you said, sets up a bunch of rules. No in the living room. No this, no that. Conrad's like, you know what? I wish I had a different mom. And she's like, I wish the same thing sometimes.
And I'm like, wow, this movie got heavy quick.
Yes. It really, really did. She sees Larry outside. She's like, bye, I'm going to work. And Larry's like, ha, yeah, me too, goodbye. And she leaves. And Larry rips off his tie and runs back inside his own house. And I was like, what was that about?
Which is so weird, though, too, is then the next scene just shows the kids are just watching him do this, just run, take off his tie and run into his house. Which is so odd that, why would you watch your neighbor, especially if you don't like him, just be like, yeah, well, fuck you.
Very bored children. I can tell you why the scene existed, and that was because apparently the director made Alec Baldwin run from car, around the car, up the stairs, in the door, 13 times to make sure the take was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. They mentioned that several times, but there's scenes where Alec Baldwin, his character, you only see the back of him. Mm-hmm. So his character, as far as you're concerned, runs somewhere and then hops on something, and then that's like the motorcycle. He gets out of the car, runs to the motorcycle, hops on, but all you see him is take a few steps towards the motorcycle, hop on, and drive away. No, there's a full-fledged, let me open the door from this car, get out, run down the road, hop on the motorcycle, Alec Baldwin, Alec Baldwin, drive the motorcycle away. Just the strangest collection of scenes in a movie. So they're like, we have to get this.
Do you think, at this point, in the Dr. Seussiverse, Alec Baldwin has gotten it in?
Has he banged
Yep.
Mom? I don't really understand how any of that works.
Is it like Kids Universe where parents don't bang, they just eventually kiss, then the sperm swims to the
that
egg?
can already be answered by previous movies. Do you think the Grinch and whoever the hot who was, do you think they banged? Because if they banged, then there's a chance that Mom and Alec or Mom and Larry could have banged.
See, the only thing is, in The Grinch, though, it's established that babies just come from the sky. That's the story.
Oh, okay.
Babies literally just come, floating down from the sky, and, parents they capture it.
In The Grinch?
In The Grinch?
Really?
There's a lot going on in The Grinch.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because in The Grinch...
Recant to me the regaling of the tax coding scene.
I actually watched The Grinch during the holidays, and there's a scene where they're telling the story of how the Grinch came to Whoville.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's like all these babies floating on like they look like giant little dandelion tufts.
Yeah.
And there's a regular baby floating, and all of a sudden the Grinch baby comes and like a gust of wind hits that baby off course.
Yeah.
And then the Grinch baby like lands in his place.
And at no time in the history of Doctor Who did he go, let me just write a story about that baby. And where he went, no, let's talk about this Dick Grinch baby. Never mind the baby that clearly, by the transitive property, got knocked into wherever Grinches are supposed to live.
And was eaten.
Yeah, and immediately.
Well, there's not much of a story there.
No, well...
Baby lands, baby gets eaten.
Maybe he became a warrior. Like it's like Superman, where he landed and he's like, I'm a monster now. And it's just a baby fighting adult Grinches. No? Come on.
He's powered by the yellow sun of Hutan.
Hutan, yeah. It's Super Who.
And he just runs around and just beats up green people all day. Yeah, that's not the least bit racist. The one white Who baby just enslaving all the green people.
Wait, I didn't say it was a good story. I just said he probably should have wrote it by now.
That's the like evil Southern Dr. Seuss.
Confessor what?
Confessor Rhymopolis.
Rhymopolis. Yes! Yes, of course that's his name. Confessor Rhymopolis.
But, ironically, he uses no rhymes in any of his books.
Oh, man. What does he use? Just like it's just Ross H. Perot. He just uses like folksy sayings like you get some cattle from a barn, but you can't barn out a cattle. Like what?
So that's how Ross Perot got his money. He was the secret. It was the pen name of Confessor Rhymopolis.
Oh, there we go. That makes sense. And then he used some of the money to bury that so nobody knew it was him. Yeah. It's all adding up. The conspiracy's laid out before us. Thank you, Dr. Seuss. Oh, man. So, the narrator rhymes us into a transition, and the children are going to go investigate a sound. There's definitely a sound coming from the the walk-in closet / attic that they have. And, oh no, it turns out that there was nothing in there, and it was just Conrad messing around the whole time. Like, I didn't follow that train of thought where they go, what's that sound from in the closet? Let me go check. Ha! It was me tricking you. What?
Look, not all death hallucinations make sense.
I guess not. Because then a giant 6-foot talking cat appears.
No, I don't remember from the cartoon. Now, is the cat part of whatchamacallit? Has the cat always lived there, or does the cat come with Miss Kwan? Well, actually, I don't even believe in the book there was a Miss Kwan.
Yeah, I don't think there was a Miss Kwan in the book. I also don't think the cat comes out of the closet. Like, I think he just like bursts in the front door and he's like, "Hey kids, I'm here to fuck shit up." Like, I think the cat is a lot less friendly and helpful and more like...
Well, he's more stoic. He's more like, I'm here for the thing and the bling, black bling.
So...
As you can tell, I read more of the Confessor Rhymopolis books than I did the Seuss books as a kid.
So it was more mysterious than anything.
Oh, man. Oh, that's right. In commentary, they're just putting over the children about how most actors have Spencer has a lisp, and most actors that would kill them, but he's confident with it, so it kind of makes him stand out. And how Dakota's a very disciplined actor. There's a scene where the two kids start fighting, and in most cases, if you're a child, you're not very good at acting, so someone starts swinging at you, you're gonna wince and pull back. He was like, Dakota never. She just stood her ground and let Spencer do whatever he wanted, and
she just got the shit slapped out of her.
Yeah. She got the old slip slap.
She's a child actor. She's probably used to it.
That is
very accurate.
That is too real.
I wasn't sure when to point it out, so maybe now's a good time, is that in some of the deleted scenes, there's like 3 or 4 occasions where it's mostly Spencer than it is Dakota, but 3 or 4 occasions where they're acting across Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin goes, "If you don't stand over there, I'm going to smack you." So, like, they just missed their mark. He's like, "Stand there, I'll smack you." So, the cat shows up, and the children run around screaming and hiding, but the cat's already there, so they keep running and screaming. The cat's like, "I can't rhyme because I'm Confessor Rhymopolis." He can't rhyme, but he can talk, and that should be enough for you guys. Don't worry about it. The kids are like, "Where'd you come from?" But the cat's like, No, look, let's just laugh at every joke I tell. Every joke, he's like,
and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, at this point, I felt like this was like an hour-long part-time comedy special where it was just Mike Myers, every other scene, like, just single shot. I'm going to tell a funny joke so everybody's can laugh. More cutaways. Funny joke time again.
Yeah, it was...
Is this like this became his new stand-up bit? Like, he was like, wow, Carrot Top has a props thing. Maybe I'll just dress as a giant cat and tell jokes.
He wasn't doing much else. I was looking at his history, and literally, he did like 2 or 3, maybe 4 things. Then like I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah.
Then like just SNL and like
Wayne's
Wayne
World.
Yeah. And then nothing for 5 years or like 6 years, and then Shrek, and Shrek 2, and Shrek a Spooktacular, and Shrek, and just like 13 to like 25 different Shrek-related things.
And realistically, that's only because Chris Farley died.
Wow. I know.
Chris Farley was the original Shrek.
So then, would David Spade have been the original
yes.
donkey?
Obviously.
Without a doubt.
Wait, like, why even bring... It's a miracle that Dana Carvey wasn't donkey.
All I'm saying is that either way, David Spade should have probably been the donkey. Give David Spade work is what I'm saying.
Oh, David Spade's a donkey, all right.
Yes, let's give him Joe Dirt 3. Give him more work.
Maybe if they bring back the characters from like the first one, and it actually kept with some sort of Joe Dirt stuff.
Kicking Wing, where you been? Don't worry about it, Joe. Just move on. Let's all just move on, Joe. So the cat puts Mrs. Kwan in the closet, and then we get an alternate scene, which is the cat very specifically spells out, "Oh, let's see. You are a bossy kid, and you have trouble with rules."
That was in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was in the trailer.
Yeah, they took that out. And then he takes out the funometer and he checks the fun levels, which are off. And he's like, "How do we fix it?" And he's like, I'll sing a song. And they're like, how about you just murder us instead?
Yeah.
Bo mentions that the Dr. Seuss rhyming style, that scheme, it was in the script more, but like after like the 3rd time, you were like, "Oh my God, no, I can't. A whole movie? No. So they took them all out. There aren't many, but like when the cat turns and one of the kids gets bumped and they fly in like a seat.
When he smashes Sally in the face with his tail.
Yeah, that. Yeah, she did that. No stunt. No, just she did it her own. No stunt double or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like, fuck it. They said on commentary that she was eager to do it too. Probably because she was a dumb kid and didn't realize.
Yeah.
What kid? You want whiplash? Sure, go for it. Which is like the opposite compared to Dana Carvey from the last one, where he was like, "Oh yeah," and then that take they made me fall to the ground. It was real. Like I was like, "Can I have like a pad?" Like it's hard wood. It's hard wood, guys. No, you don't understand. Like after like the 7th take, it's like like. So we go into the first song, and the cat sings a song, or he goes to sing a song, but all of a sudden the fish can talk, and he's like, "No, don't do that, stop." But the cat sings anyway, because he doesn't give a shit. Well, actually, I have to specify, Mike Myers does not sing, he speaks kind of on key.
Yeah, it's a sing-songy kind of talky.
He's a white ludicrous. He doesn't really rap as much
No!
as he just says
I
things.
don't even finish that sentence! No, he is not! How dare you, sir?
You're right. He's the black and white Ludacris with a hat.
That adds up, too, right? Remember the 90s rappers used to wear that style of hat? Like, that was the shit. That and, like, the round, like, the British-style glasses. Or, like, in America, the Hitman-style glasses. Those round... we got a deleted scene, which is in the song. There's a verse specific for Sally, where it's like, she played all day on her PDA and blah, 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 whatever.
Did he sing it with like a Jamaican? Oh, yeah, he was.
He did. He
yeah, that's
did
right.
a Carmen Miranda thing.
Yeah, he was the Chiquita Banana woman.
Yeah, they mentioned that. They're like, Carmen Miranda, probably not the best reference for your audience in this film. They said that the end of that song where the cat is like balanced on the ball and stuff like that. I mean, obviously that's you put cat legs on a ball and then Mike Myers just stands there and yeah. Apparently with all the balancing and all of that, took months just to edit that one frame by frame by frame to get all the CGI right and yeah. I was like, not worth it.
Yeah.
No. It looked fake.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't working. After the song, the cat goes to leave. He's like, yep, I'm done. See you later. But they're like, no, stay. He's like, all right, but sign this contract. I don't know if you noticed this when he has the spayed and neutered certificate.
Yeah.
Where it's like mentioned online and stuff.
Yeah.
First off, you can't spay and neuter a cat.
Yeah, you can't do both.
It's one or the other. It's not.
Well, that's cats in this dimension.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, who knows? But did you notice underneath his breed, it said feline? And then feline and a question mark.
No, I didn't notice that.
I was just like, so is he a cat in a hat? If
a man dressed like a cat.
All right, let's move on then. Before we go, we have a deleted scene, which is the cat turns around to go into the living room, but he sees the dog Nevins, and he's like, monster! Because he's a cat.
Yeah.
It's a dog. It's like 16 seconds, the scene. It's
Yeah.
not. We go in the living room. Cat jumps on the couch. The kids are like, the rules. And he's like, we need an adjustment. And he does like a Southern Hick mechanic thing where he opens up the couch and he messes some stuff around. And then, based on the sound effects, an elephant escapes on horseback. Mm-hmm. That's what happens inside the couch. Yeah. So then let's go with they start bouncing up and down. Sally's like, I don't know if we should do this. The fish jumps out again. And he's like, remember what we saw? And they flash back to things they never saw. And Sally's like, yeah, okay, let's jump on it. And they go, yeah, let's jump on the couch. And they jump and jump and jump. And this is when Larry shows up, which it's so weird. Well, first I want to point out that Alec Baldwin, he goes, I will never forgive you, Bo, for making me wear that baby blue leather and the track pants suit that he has to wear. He hated it, apparently. And it's just weird. It's like a baby blue, like, Fonz jacket.
To be fair, it's Alec Baldwin, so I feel like he could pull it off.
Oh, he pulled it off, yeah. But he didn't think so.
Yeah.
And at the same time, all the colors are like that weird, like, pastel colors.
Yeah, they said at some point, I don't know if I wrote it down or I missed it, but they said that the color of the film was done in a way that the cat would stand out. The cat is white, black, and red. And there are no white, blacks, or red in the entire universe, so that's why he stands out.
Not a single black in the entire universe.
None of them reds. Also no whites. No, there are only whites.
Yeah. This is...
They made sure to cleanse that area.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So something else happens in this children's film.
The cat also teaches them about the cleansing.
Oh, my God. No, you're thinking Confessor Rhymopolis' book.
So, yeah, Alec Baldwin, Larry, just shows up, immediately raids the fridge, which, for some reason, in a house of a single mother and 2 children, has beer.
Beer?
Yeah. I thought that was a little strange. Though it kind of feeds into your idea. Maybe he's been with her a while.
No,
you know?
I definitely... You know,
you got to be dating a dude for a while before you're like, let me get his beer in my fridge, because, you know what I mean?
Or even that he has the key to just walk into the house, or that he, like, feels that it's okay that he freely just, like, walks in like he owns a place.
I presume that it was a perfect universe where they had no need for locked doors.
Oh, okay.
So Larry is the outlier of he's a piece of garbage where no one else would be a piece of garbage.
He's the only one who's a piece of garbage.
That's it. Well, him and Mr. Humberflube. Oh, yeah, right. Larry has a sneezing fit because the cat, apparently he's allergic to cats.
Yeah.
So he's got to, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go.
And he takes the beer.
Yeah.
And a sandwich.
So does he just show up every day and steal Mom's food? Or like...
Yeah.
Conrad, were you in the beer again?
Why don't you ever listen to what I say? Is it because you're drunk?
Shut up, Mom. You gotta tell me what to do.
You bitch.
She didn't leave him with the rule, no drinking. So technically he's not in the wrong.
Yeah. So after Larry leaves, the cat's like, what do you want to do now? And Sally's like, let's make cupcakes. Yeah! All right, let's go make some cupcakes. Bo points out something in this film that's just horrible, which is apparently that they would start filming at 10 a.m., and it would take Mike upwards of 4 hours to do makeup, and kids can only work like 6 hours a day. So they'd be done by the time, they'd be done for the day filming before he was done with makeup.
Wow.
So a lot of these scenes and stuff like that, they're filmed, like where Mike is talking on one side and then it cuts to the kids. Yeah, they're talking to nobody. There's no Mike there. He's not there. And when Mike talks, there are no kids there. They can't react to each other. They have no idea.
That makes perfect sense. Why it's cut like a stand-up special where it's just like shots of just single him just standing there. If that's how they had to film it, where they literally just had to, like you said, film the kid's part and then just a random scene of him just standing there doing his line. Another kid's part, scene of him doing his line.
Mm-hmm. Is that how backwards like the rules of like Hollywood unions are? It's like, okay, day starts at 10 a.m. for everyone, which means
I think that was more a terrible scheduling error on their part.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think that's more Mike Myers being an asshole, not showing up early to do makeup if he knows it's going to take that long.
That too, if it's to the point where kids can only work a certain amount of... You're filming a kids movie, work around the goddamn kids. Mike Myers show up at 8 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever it takes. Yeah, this is... It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. So, yeah, she wants to make cupcakes. We go into the kitchen. This is finally when the film actually starts to pick up pace, where stuff starts to happen. The jokes are still,
yeah.
But stuff's happening now, and you're like, oh, it's not, like, I'm not bored so much as I used to be. So the cat does an infomercial / like interview cooking show thing. Like,
yeah.
I'm not really too sure what it is, but it's him, the host, the overly happy host, like, God, I can't believe I'm here, yeah. And then the English chef, which means he has all the accents of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
He does, in this one scene, he goes from British to Scottish to Irish to, like, he's doing, like, oh, now I'm a Chinese tourist, because they're in the United Kingdom. Like, he's just all over with the goddamn accent. So he's going to sell the Cupcakeinator with no C's. I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, that's not okay. Part of me is like, I hate the letter C. Like, it could be a K, it could be an S. But then you spell stuff with like K's and you go, yeah, we can't do that.
No,
you definitely need the letter C.
Except Mortal Kombat. It works there.
That's, because spelling things with K's is bad, and combat is, that's like a warning.
Yeah.
It'd be like spelling something with a skull and crossbones in the word. You go, well, if you're spelling poison with a skull and crossbones in the middle, yeah, of course you should spell it that way. Spelling your horse's name with a skull and crossbones in the middle, that makes no sense. Don't. Everybody has horses, right?
Yeah,
of course. Okay,
why is Clip Clop spelled with a skull and crossbones? I don't.
And then a Clip Clop. How do you spell that? Well, Clip is spelled skull and crossbones, and then Clop is spelled just a picture of Flavor Flav. All right, you're not allowed to have a horse. I'm taking your horse away. The Cupcakeinator was not in the script. Mike created it.
Really?
Writers fleshed it out, but Mike was like, what if we had this thing called which I'm going to presume means this whole scene was created by him.
I'm sure, yeah. He's like, it's kind of like the Dana Carvey thing in the last episode, where it's like, hey, I have a shtick I can do.
Yeah.
So, let's do it.
That was my problem with this film too is what I had with the problem with the last film is this film sticks so closely to the star's strengths.
Yeah.
But those strengths are played out.
Yeah.
Like we've seen them so much.
And their strengths were played out well before these movies were made.
Yes. This is an attempt to mask those talents. To be like, no, look, it's a new thing. Like,
because he's wearing a cat costume.
Yeah. No, I'm a Scottish cat now. So the host cat from the infomercial thingy, he's very annoying, and the chef keeps threatening his life. The kids and the cat watch from the audience, which means there's 3 cats in this scene.
Yep.
The cat accidentally cuts off his own tail, and they cut, like, technical difficulties. It comes back to him. The cat's with his lawyers like, I'm just saying we might sue. Never mind. Cut to all of a sudden, the oven, it's exploding. And purple stuff goes everywhere, all over the house. Oh, my gosh. And Sally's like, you better clean this up. And Cat's like, I got this, and goes in the closet, takes out Mom's dress, and starts cleaning it up. And she's like, yeah! She's like, you better clean this up or else. And he's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Actually, before that, the fish goes, typical racism. Nobody listens to the fish. Yeah. The dog barks, and you're like, what? What well? Where? Where's the well? They did not do that joke that well.
No.
I don't mean to toot my own horn.
Yeah, no, don't.
They didn't spend that much time on it.
You're giving them far too much credit.
So we go to thing 1 and thing 2. The cat introduces them. Either I'm racist or the things are Whovians.
Oh, they are.
They have the same facial structure like that. Again, either I'm racist
Yeah.
or they're Whovians, which...
Well, it's possible that Whoville exists in the Cats universe, and this is more our universe
I
crossing.
would certainly hope so. I don't like to think about the fact that Whoville exists in a snowflake in our universe.
Yeah.
Mostly because snow melts in our universe.
Yeah.
And I don't remember them talking about the scene where they're like, oh, also, we're Brigadoon, and we disappear. No. Their whole town just melts every season.
Yeah. Unless they're in, Alaska, someplace where it doesn't really... It's nice.
What? No, global warming. They're
listen,
dying.
Yeah.
We killed Whoville. Where's the Democrats on the Senate floor with a picture of Cindy Lou Who going, you murdered this girl! Your fracking has destroyed...
Cover of Time magazine. It's just the dead body of Cindy Lou Who floating in a puzzle.
Yeah.
With the Grinch behind her, crying.
Oh yeah, he did. His heart did grow 3 sizes.
Yeah.
He would have cried way before that too. So
The Grinch's heart shrank 3 sizes that day.
he turned back into evil.
Yeah, you turned him evil again. He was doing good.
So while Kat is introducing the things, Conrad notices the glowing box they came from, and he's like, ooh, what's that? And Kat's like, listen, kid, one rule, don't touch the box, don't look at the box, stay away from the box. Puts a lock on it.
A crab lock.
Yeah. It wasn't a pun there that I missed, was there?
No, it was just a crab lock.
lock.
No, there was... What, you think they're clever? They're going to go with a pun? No, it's a crab, but it's a lock. It's
like,
a crab lock.
like crabs. He crabbed up. I love it. For whatever reason, the director, Bo, is under the crazy belief that the things speak their own language.
They talk like, what's the mushmouth guy from Fat Albert? Alba-dooba-yuba-dooba.
Oh.
Like they're kind of mush mouth. Yeah.
No, see, they talk like. It varies because sometimes they say words and like that's it. You said English. I can hear you. Other times they talk like the
Ewoks.
No, I wasn't gonna say the Ewoks. What are they called? The Delphinians. The characters, the native characters from Super Mario Sunshine. Blue, 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 blue.
Oh.
They talk like that. They talk like who else? Jambi the Genie, Because at one point they go, make a liquor license.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They, like, they're all... But they... Apparently that's a language and not just a collection of, like, legally distinct references. Alec Baldwin says that all great movies require a young boy with a sociopathic streak. Because Conrad, he's like, don't touch the box. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go in that box. I'm going to pick the lock of the box. He's like, oh, movie's not great unless it has a boy with a sociopathic streak. So halfway through the movie, the things throw the mess from the dress to the couch to the curtains to the wall, and the green grass grows all around. Oh, no, that's a different thing. Conrad decides to get giant butterfly nets that Mom just happens to keep in the closet.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a kinky sex thing
Yeah?
that Alec Baldwin and Mom do. There's no way. Why would she own 2 giant people-sized nets?
Well, my theory was because, like, Conrad really is that out of control, so she needs a butterfly net, and then Sally's like, but what about me? So, you need 2.
All right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Conrad picks the lock. Well, he doesn't pick the lock. He puts a paperclip in the lock hole, and the crab goes, ooh, and runs away.
Oh, my kidney.
Kidney, yeah. So they're just running around the house. Cat notices the lock's gone. And he's like, oh, that's no good. And he's like, oh, by the way, the things always do the opposite of what you say, just so you know. I'll throw that out there just for the heck of it. This is like kind of where the commentary starts to break down, because all through during this, like from when the things appear to like when like the end of the scene, Alec Baldwin spends the whole time going, okay, so what is that, CGI or is that real? Oh, is that CGI or is that real? That's CGI? All right, what about that? Is that one real or CGI? Oh, both. Okay. How about that one? CGI or real? CGI? I was like, wow, dude.
Seriously, was he not there?
I like it to the point where I was like, I think he might be doing a joke that's not going over well.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. We get a deleted scene, which is the fish calls Mom, but Mom's too busy playing the Game Boy Advance to be harassed by a fish. Because he's like, oh, I need help. And he's like, listen, man, I'm a single mom. Like, you go harass somebody else. Like, I don't have time for your heavy breathing and stuff like that. It was just weird.
Which is odd, though, that she wouldn't find it weird that the fish is calling her.
Yeah,
because not until this point does a fish talk, because they show the fish originally when they're staring out the window.
Regular fish.
Yeah, exactly.
No, well, she doesn't acknowledge that it is a fish. She goes, whoever you are, leave me alone.
Oh, okay.
But it's still strange that they never acknowledge that the fish can suddenly talk. Throughout this entire movie, it is never once mentioned. It's never brought up.
Or the kids never really react to it either.
They're not shocked, no. Which is why, of course, it has to be a death hallucination brought on by the crushing of a child's skull.
by putting his brain through a spaghetti strainer,
Yeah.
through a colander.
Giving him the old Plato death.
Which is ironically how the famous Greek poet Plato actually died.
If you remember, he was crushed by a rock out of a star-shaped tube. It was sad, but also kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it was sad, but look, he looks like a star now.
Yeah. And depending on how good your skill is, you can cut it thin, and then you'll have a bunch of stars.
Yeah.
So Sally says, "Yeah, don't let go of the dog." Oh, don't let go of the dog. That means let go of the dog. Dog's outside now. Dog's gone with the lock. Oh God, now we got to get the lock back, because otherwise this crate will explode outwardly.
That'd make the messes of all messes.
The mother of all messes.
Mother of all.
They put the sleeping Mrs. Kwan on the lid to weigh it down, and they go and look for the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Deleted scene.
Yeah.
Outside, the cat stretches and springs and shows how, like, oh, look at me, I'm great, and stuff. And then we go to, I don't know if this happens right before the next scene, or if we do this, then we go to Larry's house, then we go to the fence scene, but I'm going to say it happens, then we cut to Larry's house, if you can follow everything I just said.
Nope.
Good. So, we go to Larry's house. He takes off his girdle.
Yeah.
Takes out his false teeth.
Yep.
His TV gets repossessed. Like, he's falling apart at the seams right now.
Yeah. He also has a hideous, disfiguring C-section scar across his gut.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't notice that either.
No, I didn't notice that at all.
But see, now here's my thing. If he's going to get rid of Conrad
Yeah.
and get it in his mom, how does he not, like, feel the fact that she's going to now see that, you know, it's all an act, he has false teeth, he wears a girdle, that, you know,
Yeah.
that he's like this fat loser?
I don't know. There's always this strange like disconnect from reality where they're like, oh, I'll just trick her into marrying me, and then that's it. Because as we all know, divorce is punishable by death. Like it'll never like. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Again, he's gonna kill her. Marry her, kill her.
It's like he's gonna marry her, and then that's as far as it goes. So obviously, she just won't be in the picture anymore. Otherwise, he would worry about, oh, but what's she gonna think when I... No, because she's dead.
Yep.
Obviously. So Larry, or actually I should say, the narrator lets us know that Larry has a plan. Oh, but he's gonna do it right now. Like, the narrator didn't need to tell us that at all. Because Larry picks up the phone, calls Mom, and goes, hey, listen, the dog's out again. I'm gonna go get it, and then we can talk about military school again.
Like, that would be the deciding factor. Like, dog's out again. Time to send the kid to military school.
So we go to, like, a fence outside. The cat's screwing around, and the fish pops out of the backpack, and he's super dramatic. Like, oh, my God, we're all going to die. We'll never find the dog in time. And they shut up. Go back inside. Shut up.
Yeah.
And the cat's like, oh, don't worry. We'll just hop over this fence with my grace and skill, and here we go. And then the kids can't lift him over. So that's why I was saying I wasn't sure if the deleted scene led directly into this or if there was a break in between. Because either way, it's just not a very fun joke.
No.
I don't like it at all. He struggles to get over the fence, but then he does. He lands on a hoe, picks it up, threatens to kill the dog that they're trying to get. Nevins runs away. Then he looks at the hoe and shouts, "Dirty hoe!" Because the hoe has dirt on it, like a gardening hoe.
Yeah,
it has dirt on it.
Yeah, that's...
So, and I was like, yeah, that was like the laziest.
Like, do you think people in the theater actually just went, boo?
Maybe. Alternate scene to that is same thing, goes over the fence, lands on the hoe, goes, I'm going to get you, dog. Dog runs away. Then it just cuts to the cat and the kids and the dog jumping over a sequence of fences. You know, like when, like jump
Yeah.
to get, and it just like they get tired, and then all of a sudden they're on a slip and slide. The dog, the kids, and then the cat.
What?
Yeah, it is. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Sure. And both scenes end with the dog eventually running to a yard which has a kid's party, and he's eating a sausage, and then the kids and the cat show up. They're like, what's going on inside this house? Oh, it's a children's birthday party. Sally's like, those are all my friends. How come I wasn't invited? Oh, no, that's not fair. Well, she didn't say it's not fair. She's just like, that's not,
That's hurtful.
yeah. That's the word I was looking for. I forget what emotions were. So everyone runs outside to hit the piñata, which is exactly where the cat decides to hide as the piñata. So they all hit him with bats until a very large kid comes out with a very large bat and hits Cat in the crotch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kid
Yeah.
was definitely, like, intellectually disabled in some way, shape, or form. Definitely mentally ill. Yes!
No.
Are you kidding me? He's the biggest, largest kid, permanent dumb face, and he's like, nah, and just has an oversized bat. Everyone else has regular sized bat. He has the oversized
You know,
bat.
that's like Beans from Even Stevens,
Yeah.
right?
Like, that's how the kid just looks?
Yeah.
Oh.
The totally normal kid.
Yeah, except he doesn't use real words like all the like.
You know what? As much as I'm sitting here going, "You're an idiot," that's a human being with a real face who's a great actor.
Yeah.
No, that is because in one of the deleted scenes, there's a part where the kid walks up to a candle, puts his hand on the fire,
Oh my
and goes,
God.
"Ow, ow,
Oh my
ow."
God! Jeez.
Wow.
So yeah, you were right.
Yeah,
That
the
actually
kid,
is.
because like he's. I don't want to use the word retard strength, but that's what's implied.
I should also point out that the commentary mentions that this big dumb kid had a bigger part, but it was cut down. Maybe because it was offensive.
Was the bigger part him burning his hand on a candle?
I hope that's not what they thought a bigger part was.
The Cat in the Hat teaches kids how to bully.
Yeah, I guess
the mentally challenged.
Mentally, yeah. What else is going on? Commentary. They also mentioned that most of the movie was shot in fog. Just that was the weather. The whole town.
Yeah.
Real town built on a real hill in California. Real houses. Well, I don't know what was inside them. Had real.
But
interior.
real pastel everything.
Yeah. Town was like, no, that's an eyesore. We're gonna sue. And they were like, we're gonna tear it down once the movie's over. They're like, I guess. Like they were still like, I don't know. It's actually same thing. The town where it's like, the coffee shop with the big coffee cup and that's like a real town in California that they altered to look like that. Yeah. And afterwards the town was like, fuck it, that's our town now. So there's like a golf store that has just a giant golf ball, and that's how you know what they sell. And there's an accordion store that only sells, I guess, accordions. I don't know. It's too specific.
They sell accordions and other things that are like accordions, slinkies,
accordion doors, like origami templates, maybe. Yeah. What a strange story.
Bellows.
Yeah, of course. Bellows, yeah. So, what else do we have? Right. What did I say? It was shot in fog. So that the sky had to replace with CGI.
Right.
I didn't finish that. Yeah. Real town, real fog. Real CGI in the sky. What else do we have? We go back to the house, and Joan/Mom calls Mrs. Kwan and goes, the kid's all right? And they're like, they're little angels. And it's Thing 1 and Thing 2 posing as the kids. So it's like, okay, she's not totally crazy.
Yeah.
Or at least totally neglectful, I should say.
She's just partially senile.
Yeah, and then she goes immediately back to sleep on the couch, at which point the things miraculously noose, not her neck, but noose her arm and her legs and just start marionetting her.
Yeah.
I was like, that's still skill. Like, I don't care. Like, if you were just like, hey, Thing 1, Thing 2, don't be cattle ranchers, they would kill it.
Yeah.
They would be the best cattle ranchers in the world. Also, Mrs. Kwan is off the box now. The box is leaking. They're still searching for the dog. Sally's like, I can't believe I wasn't invited to that party. That's just not fair. So Larry shows up. He's like, I got the dog, Nevins. Yeah, cool. Hops in his car, drives away. The kids are like, oh, man, how are we going to follow him now? And the cat's like, we'll just take my car. The super luxurious omnidirectional whatchamajigger. Slow. So they do a hilarious checklist, and then they're off.
Yeah.
I was very upset that there was not a single joke about a Catmobile. Not even one.
Nope.
They the cat didn't even go like no, like nothing. Empty.
Yep.
Fine. We go to Larry. Larry's singing about sending Conrad off to the camp or whatever. Nevins, he pees in Larry's taco. And what?
Larry,
Are you-
still ate it anyways?
Yes.
Are you really going to tell me that a dog's going to piss on food rather than just eat it? Have you ever been near a dog and, you put food down?
I guess. I don't know. The cat runs a red light, and the fish says, all right, maybe somebody else should drive. So cat lets Conrad drive, then he also lets Sally drive, and then he also lets himself drive. So there's 3 people driving, and then cat breaks the brakes, but they don't make that, they never make a broken brake joke. They don't,
No.
Fine. Like that, if you made that lazy of a joke, I'm like, that was okay. That was a good.
No,
it's pun. No.
Instead, it's like, oh no, the brakes came off. Look at these, they're terrible.
Did you mean this thing?
Yeah.
Ugh. So they crash. The kids see Larry show up to Mom's office. Larry, he's so weird. He gets out of his car and he explains his plans to Nevins. Mm-hmm. Then suddenly we cut to Larry is being given a ticket by a cop.
Yeah.
There's no let's cut back to the kids real quick. Just from Larry, cut to Larry.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, 10 seconds later, in Larry's world.
So the kids are like, oh, we have to come up with a plan. What are we going to do? And Kat's like, I got 3 plans, A, B, and C. And C's the only one that actually relates to the situation. So they're like, Kat!
This is, again, another one of those gags that I was like, this should be, like, I should
the hippie
chuckle.
thing. Yeah.
Where he, not the hippie thing, but where he goes through the plans. And it's like, plan A, I don't know, fun shit with the kids. Plan B, ditch the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, brain, that should be.
That's it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No. So, again, they go with Plan C. That's where the cat dresses up like a hippie and gets Larry to sign his clipboard.
Again, not a terrible gag.
With an overly sized pen. Yeah, like, I don't know if they didn't spend enough time on it, or they didn't I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't.
Mike Myers.
I guess maybe that was it. Yeah, that was it. So it's a giant 2-handed pen. So Larry, here, you hold the dog, I'll take the pen. And the cat's like, yeah, and runs away. They run into an underground club. But before that, we get the longest alternate scene ever, which is Larry pulls up to Mom's job, right? Mm-hmm. Larry notices his TV being pulled out of the back of a repossession truck, follows it, goes inside to a nearby, sees that happen. Cat, when he misses the red light and starts to spin out of control, just narrowly avoids beaning Larry with the tail end of his car. Crashes, all that. So that's, they crash because of that. Larry goes inside the TV shop. He's looking around at all the TVs, trying to get his TV back. He explains his plan to the salesman, like I said, I'm going to marry my girlfriend, and then all my money troubles will be gone. Mm-hmm. And the salesman's like, yep, okay, whatever, dude. Like, just looking around. Again, there's, like, no energy in it, so it's just like, yeah, he's telling him a story, he doesn't care. But then Larry asks for the biggest TV, and the guy's like, oh, the biggest? Okay, let me go get that. He goes to get the TV. While he's gone, Larry takes the dog, ties the dog up with the cord of a TV, and then puts the dog in a TV. You know, one of those old, like, 50s-style TV where it's the TV and then also a giant wood case? Yeah, he puts it in the back side of that, so it's just in the wood part, tied up. Like, when they showed the scene where I was like, oh, they put him in there, okay, so he's tied up behind there, right? Then the kids come in, go behind the TV, and they show you a picture of a dog bound with a television cord, and I was like, that is horrifying. That is fucking, oh my god. It was upsetting. It was an upsetting visual for me to see.
He just started
it was horrible. And the worst part about that is that's not where because Cat is also an animal abuse ends in this scene, which is when the cable man or the TV man, he comes back, or actually before they come back, the kid and the cat are in the store. They're looking around. The cat messes with like a setup camera. He's like, woo, because he's on the old TVs like everybody does. The kids hide. Cat, he's like, oh, I gotta hide. How's he hide? Well, he notices there's a like tiger skin rug on the floor. So he flattens out, throws himself down. Here comes Alec and the salesman. Okay, let's put these chairs down right on this, what do you call it, rug. And let me, there we go. Now, okay, now I'm secure and safe now. Now I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey, fat secretary wearing very big high heels. Come over here for a second. Yeah. What are you doing over here? You can't smoke. I can't smoke. How rumph. I guess I'll put this cigarette out. Throws it on the cat. Stomp, stomp. Walks away.
Fuck?
Oh, man. What's this? What? My nephew and the football team? You've won? Yay! Come over here. Yeah, football. Oh, my goodness. Are you going to help me buy a TV or not? Sure. Tiny, come over here.
The big fat guy.
Boing, boing, boing. What are you on a pogo stick? I'm setting a record. And that's when Cat's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And whoop, and just leaves. Pulls his own self-rug out from under everyone. They all fall and he leaves. And then they chase him into an underground scene or whatever. Yeah.
Now, this is the Underground Club is supposed to be Cat's universe?
No, I think it's supposed to be the underside of Anvil. It's a legit...
Like a real club?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I thought
They're all wearing cat hats. Or is that just how people dress at a rave?
Yeah.
In the middle of the day. 2:00 in the afternoon, they're at a cat hat raid party.
I assumed it was part of the Cat's World also up until Baldwin went in also because, you figure if it's the Cat World, only they got there because the cat was the one who opened the door.
Ah! All the real human beings in there are all kids who at some point cat like...
You understand that implies that Paris Hilton was stolen by a cat as a child, right?
Yep.
It explains Paris Hilton.
Just as a whole, yeah. All right, cool. Good enough.
Are you telling me otherwise that just like a small street sign with no signage opens a door, you go down like a sliding firefighter pole into...
That's what director Bo Walsh said in the commentary. He's like, so I guess we're supposed to just believe that there's a club scene underneath Anvil, huh?
He doesn't even know.
No! He doesn't give a
Listen,
shit.
it's the same way you're supposed to believe you can walk through a wall at a train station and get to a magical platform.
Okay, but that's Harry Potter magic. They established that is magic, not like the real world. It's okay, so that's the Harry Potter magic showing you that you can walk through and get to platform 12 and a half or whatever it is. So this must use Cat in the Hat magic to show all, like, the kids, they like, oh, we love the cat, don't leave us, cat. And the cat's like, all right, I
Why
guess.
does Larry get to follow? And
Yeah, I mean, it's like the door, it's like Mario, where the door's open for a little longer and you can, like, whoops, sneak in.
Is it like their version of Neverland? That's where all the lost children went.
All the lost children just go to a 24/7 rave.
I think that that there's a real rave going on underneath Anvil because it explains how there's hundreds of houses filled with families, but no teenagers. You can't people don't just die when they reach 10 and then reappear when they're not Jesus. They don't.
I'll agree that there's a real club if you'll agree that all of the teenagers had, while they were younger, experience with the Cat in the Hat, and
the cat exists while existing in his own universe. He clearly has a door to this universe, so that is highly plausible
because
that he
everyone's
has free roam back.
rocking cat. Yeah,
it's completely possible. It's like. I don't even know what story to bring it up. But yeah, there was an imaginary friend they had as a kid, and now they all grew up, and they go, oh, you had that imaginary friend too?
What?
What? Okay, cool, yeah.
Let's do ecstasy.
Yeah. That's why it's important not to have imaginary friends. When you're doing ecstasy. Clearly. So yeah, they go in the underground club, they see Paris Hilton, the cat dances with her a bit, but then Larry shows up, and the cat loses his hat, but then he finds it. So they leave. Larry he doesn't throw children out of his way fast enough to get to them. So when they get outside, they run away. He gets outside, doesn't see them, cries, and then runs into Joan/Mom's work. The cat, once the kids, they go to a sidewalk somewhere, they sit down, and they go, oh, I don't have my hat. That means I don't have any magic. Which brings up thousands of questions.
That's Frosty the Snowman rules. Not counting that.
So the kids, they see that Larry is taking Mom home to see, the kids made a mess, and they're disobeying her. And they're like, oh, no, how are we going to do that? I can't, blah. And Conrad's like, yo, things definitely do not help us. And they always do the opposite. So they boom. Yeah, they do it. Alternate scene. Paris Hilton and the cat dance longer.
They bang.
No, they just dance for longer. You get a longer shot of Paris Hilton. Larry enters and starts tackling just anyone wearing a cat hat.
Yeah.
The cat loses his hat and then tries on different sized hats. This one's too big. This one's tiny. This one's weird. Larry runs for the kids, sees Paris Hilton's, stops, starts dancing with her for a little bit. Gets bumped into her, something like that. And then, or I think it's whatever. And then he follows the people out. He's like, oh, I don't find him. Cries, runs to mom. Kids are sitting, huh?
Same from there.
For Larry, yeah. But then afterwards, then the kids go and sit down, and instead of being like, oh, how are we gonna get that? He goes, oh, I don't have my hat. I'll give myself a bath, and then just starts like, lifts his leg up in the sky and lick,
Yeah.
and then he's like, I got like hair on my tongue. Takes the tongue, pulls it out, wipes it off. Boom, 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 and starts playing his thing. And then Conrad looks behind him, and he goes, "Oh, hey, I think that's Mom's job." And it's a big billboard that says Joan Walden Real Estate.
Yeah.
Sally looks behind her at the billboard, turns around, looks directly into the camera, and goes, "You think?" And it's like, ugh. Yeah. You can see why all these scenes, every single one, you're like, I get why they got rid of him. That is awful.
But I also don't get why they kept the ones they kept.
Well, we technically have to have a movie.
I guess we gotta have something.
Yeah. So yeah, we get this. This is like the race home where the narrator says things are getting worse at home, and we see like the boxes open and purple stuff is just bubbling around. Conrad says, "Things don't slow down, Mom." So they pose as cops and pull her over. Larry sees his car drive past because Thing 1 and Thing 2 stole Larry's car.
Yeah.
Larry, who's with Mom, is like, "That's my car." Gets out of the car, runs to the police motorcycle.
Steals it. Yeah.
Stole a police motorcycle. Somehow not under arrest at all.
Well, they were fake cops.
But also, Mom seems totally fine with it.
I was about to say that, yeah, she's not even phased at all that he stole the police car, police motorcycle.
She likes a bad boy.
That's the irony. She's not upset that Conrad breaks the rules. She's upset that Conrad doesn't think of her. Like, I don't care that you kill people. Just think about how sad I'd be if you killed somebody I liked.
Just think of me while you do it.
No, not like that. No, like...
I don't care. Shoot him. Just make sure you're thinking of me.
Just thinking of me when you shoot
Which,
him.
does that mean he's like, this is for you, baby? Or like, I wish this was you, baby.
It's like a 1950s reference that I never got. Like, he's looking at you, kid. What is it? You are looking at me. What does that mean?
I'm doing this for you because I'm thinking about murdering you. Bang.
Yeah. So
women used to like to get abused in the 50s, according to media.
Yeah, that's true. They don't make them like they used to, huh? I'm just saying, they don't make them in the way that they used to.
It sounds like you're reminiscing.
Well, sure, it sounds like that. Is it because you are? Well, it sounds like that, doesn't it? So, yeah, the kids, they arrive home, but somehow Larry...
is there already.
Like he took the back roads or something. Like, I don't understand. Everything, they go inside. He's like, "I got you out, kids." And they go inside. Everything's totally fine. He's like, "What happened to the giant mess? Where'd everything go?" And turn around. There's the cat. He's like, "It was me. I did it all." And Larry's like, "Ah!" Backs up into a paper backdrop that rips and he falls down a cliff. Ah! Oh, no. Actually, he goes, "Judas Priest!"
All right.
Of all the bands.
Yeah.
Metallica! That's all the band. I'm not gonna name bands. I'm not naming bands now. That's not my thing. I'm the opposite of David Spade.
Yeah.
I give you one example and that's it.
No. You don't want to just keep going with it?
One and done. I know a good bit when I stop it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, giant mess. It's the mother of all messes, pure, unadulterated fun without any good sense or judgment. The best way I could describe it is Cat lives in a world where Willy Wonka meets the Dodo Land. Remember that old Looney Tunes character, Yodo Dodo, Last of the Dodos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Willy Wonka and that land, which that land is like basically a Salvador Dali painting come to life.
Yeah.
If they mash that together... and then you took acid before you went. Like that, it is a crazy town. So they decide they're going to shut the crate, and Cat compares his world to violent food poisoning. So yeah, they ride Mrs. Kwan like a float ride around the house. They also plug Universal Studios.
Yeah.
You want to hate that even more?
It was made by Universal, and they made a
Mike
real ride.
Myers improvised that scene. Yeah, and there was a lot of controversy as to whether or not they were going to use it. They had to debate and like argue about it.
That's what a fucking tired hack. Like that was a Wayne's World thing, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
You're like our sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, I know what's even worse was as that scene was going on, and right before that, it even got that scene. I said to myself, I was like, oh, I could see Universal doing a ride like that for the theme park. And then they showed that, but I was like, fuck you. I don't care anymore about Universal.
I'm not that clever. Fuck you guys. So we go back, and Mom is still being delayed by the things. They're just like giving each other a Heimlich maneuver because the one, like at this point, it's like, but it is funny, which is he goes license and registration, and she hands him the registration, and he immediately just eats it. And just starts eating it. I was like, wow, that was a little much. And then when we go back, he's trying to Heimlich the thing out of him, and the Who's going, police brutality, illegal chokehold. I was like, oh, all right, yeah. But it's so quiet. It's so like,
yeah, it's barely there.
I think this is where this happens, when we get the alternate / deleted scene where Mom is stopped by a crossing guard. Oh, why? Because there's a flood. What? I don't see a flood. Cut to Thing 1, cut to a flood, which is caused by Thing 1. How did he do the Thing 1 flood? I know I'm not saying that correctly.
Yeah.
How did he do the flood? Well, it's because he's just finished drinking this entire mountain of water bottles. Flood. You get it. Like, he puts his hands down and goes, and then it cuts to a flood, and the road is flood. Now, Mom has to wait till the flood's gone. Alternately,
oh my God.
it cuts to Thing 1, who uses a weather-changing tablet, and he opens up the box, and there's monsoon and hurricane. Oh, flood. I'll take the flood, put it in this, like, martini shaker.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call those things, but yeah.
Martini shaker.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? No, there's got to be a different word for that. Anyway, it makes other things than that.
No, it's just
Fine,
martini.
drink mixer.
See? Boom.
Cocktail shaker.
See, that's...
Yes.
Bro, you said none, and you immediately came up with 2. Go fuck yourself. So, yeah, alternately, he puts it in the cocktail shaker and then opens it up. Oh, no, he doesn't open it. He puts it in the cocktail shaker, shakes it up, and then also it's a hose. And just, goes down. Alternately...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's how I felt, too. It cuts to Thing 1, who uses stock footage to blow up a dam. And that causes a flood.
All right. I mean, I would have rather that.
Yeah, I mean, the stock footage was like fucking 1840. It was black. It was the oldest stock
That's
footage.
how I picture.
I didn't like it. All right, fine.
I like that bit where it's like the car is there. They're like, oh no, a cliff, and then it cuts to like old timey footage where it's clearly not that car. They're like,
you know what? I like it too when they did it in SNL back in '95. Yeah,
Toonses.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
Toonses.
Ugh. Yeah, and then after all those, Mom.
Yeah.
Let me just wait. I was like, all right. So we go back to the house, and this is when it's like, oh, enough's enough. The kids are like, we gotta shut that crate gun! 2 kids run up, and this is the part where I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because the 2 kids, they go, there's the crate! And they run to it, and the cat just stands there, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you... Hang on a second, what's going on here? This is all coming together in my head. So... The cat, like I said, the cat watches. Sally starts to fly. They try to close the crate. They get on top of it. Sally starts to fly away. And Conrad's like, no, Sally, I got you. And he reaches for the lock. And he's like, I can't close the box. He's like, and he says the words, I can't save you unless I let you go. I watched this movie 3 times.
Yeah.
Every time he said that, I started to cry, dude. That is a heartbreaking scene.
Yeah.
Sally's like...
Okay,
and let's go. And I was like, no! You have so much faith in your brother!
Because there's a ceiling fan right above him, and she
Oh,
goes
yeah.
right into it. And
Metal on full blast. And that's the only reason things are coming out of the box.
Yeah,
The fan is just sucking it out. They didn't think to turn it off. So Sally Let's goes, and Conrad, oh god, I get the lock in the box, close it, and Sally falls back down into his arms, and he saves her. I was like, oh, yay.
You stopped crying.
Yeah, and I stopped crying, because it was all okay. It turned out okay. Everything goes back to normal. Well, except that it's still a mess.
The whole house collapses.
Yeah, and then also, of course, the whole house collapses.
Yeah.
And then poops out Larry.
Yeah.
That was poops out Larry.
Yeah.
The cat, he's like, oh, well, that was a wild one. So what do you guys want to do? Maybe tennis? And he opens up his hat and tennis balls come out. And immediately Conrad's like, hang on a second. Your hat's magic again. Yeah. I'm like, wow, you should have been a step ahead of that kid.
And another sad moment. Like, literally 2 seconds before he said it, I said it to myself, too. I was like, wait a moment. I thought it wasn't magical anymore. And then came out, and I was like, fuck this again.
Yeah. When the cat was just standing there in the background, I'm like, you know what? I think he might have planned this whole fucking thing. And then I was like, okay, I caught it. It's like, you can't. Oh, I couldn't. I was so bad for that kid. So, Cat's like, yeah, I planned the whole thing. It was all my idea. And Conrad's like, no, none of this is a game, Cat. Fun is fun, but you have to know when enough is enough. And you don't know when enough is enough, so you have to leave. And the cat is like, okay. And he leaves. And the fish pops out. He's like, this isn't the best time to tell you I told you so. So I'm going to go back inside. And he goes back inside the thing. Sally's like, well, Conrad, I got to start cleaning up. You might as well just leave for a while until Mom calms down. And I'm like, there's no calming down from destruction of a home. She will never calm down.
Exactly. You might as well go on the run for the next 40 years. I'll call you when things get better.
I just picture, you ever seen, like, it's always, like, some black woman on the news after her house is just, she's like, just a total broken down. Yeah. That's what's going to happen to the mom.
Their house is fucked.
Yeah.
They have to buy a ladder before they can go to sleep. Because their stairs are in half. Literally broken in half, their stairs.
Well, this is the movie that's the prequel to the Tom Hanks movie, The Money Pit.
This is The Money Pit. Okay.
So I changed it. My sequel is It's The Money Pit.
The Money Pit, yeah. Okay. So, Conrad's like, no, I'm going to take full, it's totally my fault. I convinced you to do all this. This is my fault. And then Sally's like, we're going to share the blame. And they're like, yeah, and they hold hands. And I was like, this is, I don't know. This is just, it probably explains how bad my family life is, but I was like, you caught her and swaddled her in your arms.
Yeah.
At the end, you were like, the exact quote was, thank you, Cat, for everything. And then he grabs his sister's hand, and I was like, ugh. I was like, you don't, that's not, siblings don't touch.
Not in Dr. Seuss books.
No, that's not. A handshake is like a hand job in my book. Or say like in the Dr. Seuss book. That's why Mr. Hummerflew was like, you're fired! You just jacked me off in public! You get the hell out of here! I gotta wash my hands now! Yeah. So, yeah, the door, they're like, all right, we're gonna take the blame together. And then the door goes to open up. Oh, but it's the cat! And he says, guess what? Turns out your contract says that if you take up the legal burden of learning, then everything goes back to normal now. So now we're going to play a game called Clean Up the House. And the cat does a Clean Up the House montage to a song that sounds legally distinct, but is actually a cover by the band Smashmouth, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a cover of the Beatles Getting Better.
Yeah, things are getting, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's, the second it played, I went, they couldn't afford a real song. Like, without any doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is around that weird streak, because I looked into it, where Smashmouth just basically makes covers of songs for movies.
Yeah, no.
Where everything they did was movie-related. Like at the end of Rat Race, where they just show up and they're like, yeah, we're playing in the end of the movie Rat Race now.
Yeah. But it didn't help that that's Mike Myers. Oh, what is he? Oh, he's Shrek. What plays at the end of Shrek? Smashmouth.
I didn't even think of that.
Like, it's just get a new band, dude.
If Smashmouth were around at the end of Wayne, like if they were present when Wayne's World was made, they'd have been playing.
No, because they weren't like rock and roll enough to be in the whole.
Yeah, but that would have been the bit. They weren't rock and roll enough, and they would have had a real rock and roll band.
Yeah. If this was still the 90s, Shrek would end with AreoSmith.
Don't want to close your eyes.
Just write a new song. Actually, no, it'd probably be Dude Looks Like a Lady or something like one of the... Because it's like, dude looks weird. Dude looks like a lady.
Yeah, ladies and cats.
Yeah,
That's the same thing.
I meant for Shrek. But yeah, it's the same thing. Sure. Cat with a dress. Dude looks like a lady. Yeah. It's all right there.
A troll that looks like a troll. Dude looks like a lady.
Well, it's revealed that the woman, that the female lead is a troll at the end, so I guess dude looks like a lady because they basically look the same.
Where's the dude? Yeah.
Because Shrek is the dude, but they basically look the same. The only difference is one has hair.
That's racist against trolls.
That is 100% what that is. That is 100% what that is. No, I can't bang Filipinos. Why? Because their men look like they're women. Yeah. Like, holy God, dude! No! Yeah, that's what you said, dude. Those were your words. Oh, man. So, after the montage, Kat checks in with the phonometer again. They're back to normal.
No, they're just right.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, I guess that's not normal.
Yeah.
Just right isn't. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Kat leaves just as Mom shows back up. And they're like, oh, everything's great. You didn't mess the house. This is amazing. You kids are great. And Miss Kwan immediately wakes up. They were angels. I didn't neglect them.
Yeah.
Then Larry shows up covered in purple goop. I felt like he seemed to have no problem with it. Alec Baldwin in the commentary, he was like, "Yeah, it's just you just stick with it."
Yeah.
They said that was chicken fat dyed purple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
How does he seem so comfortable?
He was
covered all over it.
He's like, I forget what he said. He was like, you focus like on the warmth or so, like he was like you just kind of go through like he's like he said it so casually. He was like you just kind of just go through it. You just focus on something else and I was like, wow, dude.
Just think of the happy times, Alec. Just think of the money.
So and he comes in with all the goop and all that where he was like putting his hands together and just like sticking and like that was all Alec Baldwin apparently. Wow. In the commentary, they're like, that was all Alec. Like, we didn't tell him to do that. He just started doing...
He was like, I'll take the initiative and, be funny.
Yeah. Like, when he puts his... Like, I don't know about the sneeze part, where he sneezes and then...
Yeah.
Like, but everything else, definitely.
We didn't tell him to be funny. No. He was just like, I'll be funny.
He was like, hey, guys, what if this was a comedy movie? He was like, that's outrageous.
Now hit the Smashmouth. Somebody wants to.
They've only got one song. If you try too hard to think about Smashmouth songs, eventually you just confuse them with Bare Naked Ladies. Yeah. And you can't. You're like, it's been one week. No, that's not. No, that's not. So... Yeah, he's like, oh, think about this. Oh, he's like, no, your kids are garbage. Sorry. Larry's like, think about it. Your kids are garbage. Like, you got to send them to the military school. And they're like, no. And she's like, just get out of my life. She rips up the thing and gives it to him, the military brochure. And he's like, marry me. And she's like, and just closes the door. Which, every time I watched it, I don't know. I so wish that instead of just closing the door, she just, like, pushed him away with like her heel, just like But then part of me also thinks that that may have been too sexual for a kids movie. Just probably sexual in some way.
Because Alec Baldwin had a foot fetish.
Mm-hmm. Does now. So they push him out. He leaves. Everyone celebrates. Yay! Alternate scene. The best alternate scene. My favorite. After Larry leaves, everyone goes, yay! And then Mrs. Quinn goes, yay! Falls asleep, standing up. Larry goes outside. Well, he's outside, so he walks down the walkway. At the end of the walkway, Nevins is just standing there, like he's eating something. Like they tried to get the dog to stay there, so he's eating something. And Larry, he walks up to Nevins, points at him, and goes, "Hold still while I kick the tar out of you." Right? Does that like hop wind up, that they do, and then cuts to all of a sudden Nevins is a larger dog. And cuts back to like a first-person shot of Alec Baldwin going, get off! And then cut to the larger dog has ripped his pants off, and then chases him down the street.
All right.
I was like, oh, that's not so. I like that kind of.
And they cut that out.
Yeah, that was the one they cut out. Yeah. And then it goes to the girl whose birthday party it was before. Mm-hmm. Single frame shot of her where she's like, "Thanks for the cupcakes, Sally. They were great." And Sally's like, "Yeah, it's no problem. They were for everybody." And she's like, she puts cupcakes down and walks away. So she's like friends with all the kids again. Yay. And then this is when the big dumb kid, like literally, Sally's like, "They're for everybody." Puts them down, walks out of frame. Before she's out of frame, big dumb bat kid walked into frame, into center of frame, where there's a candle, looks at the candle and puts his hand over it. Ow, ow. All one fluid motion. Looks right into the camera. Ow, ow, ow. I was just like, wow. Before that? Fine. You could have get that. That?
No.
The strangest thing out of this whole film. So that was removed. So instead, after Larry leaves and everyone's like, yeah, we cut to the party. And Mr. Humberflube, he's like, "Oh, yeah, this party's great." And they're like, "Oh, great party." And Mom's like, "Yeah, I had a good party. Awesome. Oh, Sally, your cupcakes are great. They're awesome." I didn't mention this earlier, but like 4 or 5 different times whenever... Actually, there aren't many scenes where she's on camera, but like pretty much any time Kelly Presley is on camera, who... Is that her name? Whatever.
Yeah.
Preston, that's it. Yeah. Every time she's on camera, Bo and Alec are like, "Oh, there she is."
Yeah.
You see that? Oh, that's a great shot of her right there. Yeah. Always the cleavage shot. Like, oh, wait, hang on. Look at this. Oh, that's a good shot. Like, that's a little weird.
But that's also how I watch the movie.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah. So at the end, because before this, the last time they were like, "Oh, look at that shot. That's a good shot." Oh, I think Alec was like, "Yeah, but wait till the party scene. That's the best shot." This is the party scene. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I can see why." Yeah. So they're like, "Oh, great cupcakes, Sally." And Sally's like, "Yeah, you can make cupcakes out of anything." And Mom's like, "Anything?" And they're like, "Anything." And I'm like,
"Anything?
Who the fuck got murdered in this movie?
Yeah.
Who did Sally chop up and put in a cupcake?" So the movie ends with the narrator doing a voiceover about how the family went back to normal, and the party's over. They're all just jumping on the couch like, "Yay, we're happy again." And it zooms out to the narrator being revealed to be the cat, and he's like aggressively complimenting himself, and he's like, and then he like sambas down the street with the 2 things next to him on each side.
Yeah.
Now, here's my one thing. What couch has the director owned that gives that much bounce to it?
It was very clear that they were all wearing wires.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably just supposed to be like an over-exaggeration.
Well, when you're a little kid, everything is better.
Everything's
bouncier.
Yeah. What's like 15 is when it stops being magic.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a hotel like on a school trip when I was 15. And I was like, look, we're at a hotel. Let's do crazy things, right? I was like, let's jump on the bed. I literally stood up on the bed, jump, break. I was like, holy shit! They don't tell you that part in the movie.
Well, school will pick up that tab.
Yeah, they certainly did. I did not mention it. Oh, boy.
You know what happened? It broke, and then the next fat woman who went into the room just had to feel utter shame about herself and file a complaint with the hotel.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that's the end of the film. Like I said, there's some bloopers that I watch. Just, there wasn't in the credits. It was separate. I had to watch it. Mm-hmm. Not interesting, just bloopers. Like I said, a couple of bloopers where the kids are on the wrong mark. So Alec Baldwin's like, "Stand over there, I'll smack you." The one thing I would point out is all of the mechanics and stuff, like the funulator and the hat and stuff. Mm-hmm. Those are all real hydraulic mechanics. I don't know if you notice how in the movie sometimes the cat's hat bends or moves.
Yeah.
that was edited in like the real world. Like the scene is like, so what do you think we should do?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like the deleted scene, they were acting all of a sudden. I was like, oh, no hat in this movie. No more hat.
They had to put a special neck brace on Mike Myers to prevent his neck from snapping.
They actually, well, kinda. What was it? I'm not sure which object it was. What are the objects he had, like, on his head?
A hat.
Yeah. But was there anything else? It must have been something they deleted. They mentioned, like, in some of the special features that there was some hat that he had that had mechanics on it, and they couldn't just put it on his head. They had to put a metal plate with magnets underneath the cat's scalp with a spike sticking up.
Wow.
So they could anchor the hat to his head so it didn't fall over. Like, I was like, that guy probably has brain damage now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the hat that whatchamacallit has like the little radio come out from it in the beginning.
Oh,
when he first does his first song, when he first appears.
Oh no, I think it was the binoculars where he's looking at the dog.
Oh,
I think it was
that would make
I
sense.
think that was the one it was.
That would make sense.
Yes. Okay. Not important. Doesn't bullshit at this point. Could you make a sequel? Mr. Money, do you have one?
Mine isn't so much a sequel as much as it's like a prequel.
Okay.
It's how the Cat in the Hat found Thing 1 and Thing 2.
All right.
And it's a little bit of a mixture between the real world and the cat world, I guess we're calling it.
Sure.
Or the Seuss world? Yeah.
Seussiverse.
You know, and all wacky hijinks like that.
Yeah. That's it. Nothing. Just he'll meet him. We'll flesh it out in post.
He'll meet them in the wild jungles of Whoville.
That's fine, dude. My pitch is literally a sentence broken up by a comma. Like, it's nothing. My pitch is, after having been exposed to the harsh radiation of Cat's world, Larry is now experiencing extreme bouts of silliness.
Okay.
That's it. It's the whole film.
I may have made more than a sequel. I may have developed an entire series to capitalize on.
All right, let's go for it.
So you have the direct sequel, which is The Cat in the Hat Comes Back, where Mom is seduced by a new suitor who slowly drives a wedge between her and the now well-behaved children. The Cat in the Hat comes back and reveals that the suitor is none other than his arch nemesis from his world, the shrew with one red shoe, played by Dana Carvey. And they go on a wacky journey to capture the shrew and bring him back to Cat's world.
Shrew with one red shoe.
Did you make that up, or is that a real thing, a shrew with one red shoe?
Well, The Man with One Red Shoe is a movie I watched the other day starring Tom Hanks.
Excellent. You copyright that shit right now.
And it was going to be Tom Hanks, and I was like, no, Tom Hanks can't star. It's going to be Dana Carvey.
He already made his Polar Express mistake. He's done.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing now.
So, obviously, this movie made a little money. That one will make a little money. And they're like, all right, we can milk this more with some direct-to-DVD stuff. So there's The Cat in the Hat at Bat, where he helps a failing baseball team like Angels in the Outfield.
It's like Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's The Cat in the Hat Joins a Frat, where it's like Revenge of the Nerds, where he helps a bunch of nerdy kids, and they're going to become the cool kids on campus. Then it gets a little weird. The Cat in the Hat is a rat, where he turns and starts ratting on the mob to the FBI. There's The Cat in the Hat Goes Splat, where the mob captures him and eventually kills him at the end of the movie. Yeah. The Cat in the Hat Strikes Back, where he comes back for the dead for revenge against the mob. The Cat in the Hat Burns Fat is just like a workout series.
Oh, man.
There's,
how many more do you have?
I got a couple more. There's, it's a video game, but it's The Cat in the Hat vs. Shaq.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like, they had the old Genesis games where it was like Jordan vs. Bird, the video game. Yeah, it's like that.
Sure.
I
don't think there was a Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird video game, though.
No, there definitely was. Oh, no, it was Johnson. Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird. It was Genesis video.
That's more believable.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. This is just a product, The Cat in the Hat, the plaque, where it's like a plaque shaped like him that you award to people. And the final one, after they finally milk the franchise, the Cat in the Hat goes into combat, where it's a military propaganda film to convince kids to join the army.
Quite a journey.
Yeah.
That cat.
And honestly, I'm sure you could have gotten Mike Myers to do it all.
Oh, yeah. He would just Shrek it up.
Yeah.
He would just take the Shrek treatment.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. So let's do Why Would You Make This? If you want.
Yeah.
If that's all right with everybody else. My instinct is always to blame the writers, because that's how you fucking wrote this shit. You know how bad it was going to be. The writers were actually 3 different people, being Jeff Schaefer, David Mandel, and Alec Berg, who've written things like Eurotrip, Shark's Tale, and The Dictator. So it's like, eh.
Yeah.
But also they've written like all of Seinfeld, all of Curb Your Enthusiasm, some Saturday Night Live episodes, some this half of it is like broken up between them. They were all on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But this is like, one of them wrote for The Simpsons, one of them wrote for Conan O'Brien, one of them wrote for Clerks, the animated TV show. Only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they're hit and miss. It's not really their fault, so to speak. We could blame Bo Walsh, for being a bad director, because he's normally a production designer. He designed things like The Lost Boys, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns, Wild Wild West, the whole Men in Black franchise, Thor, Netflix's A Series of Unfortunate Events. A series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Netflix now.
I just started watching that.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He directs if there's only one 2-part episode, he directs the 2-part episode.
Okay.
I think it's like 7 and 8 or something like that. I was looking it up. So, he's directing isn't his thing. So it probably really wasn't his choice, a good choice to pick him. But the real problem with this film is revealed, I feel, in the AV's featurette called Random Roles. They did an interview with Amy Hill, who played Mrs. Kwan. Mm-hmm. She said that Mike Myers refused to talk to anyone on the production but the director, and completely isolated himself from the cast and crew during breaks in the filming.
Garbage man.
He would just have a crew around him. He had his trailer tented off. He wouldn't talk to anybody. Hill also mentioned that the film ended up having long, pointless additional takes of scenes because Myers overruled Welsh on whether or not they were good enough. That's a summary of it. What would happen was they would do a cut, or they would do a take, they would cut, then Myers would walk over, watch it with Bo. They would talk for a little, and inevitably there'd be another take.
Yeah.
So, I could be wrong. They could have been very loud about, I don't like this, let's do another take. But the way they described it, it seemed like they had a private conversation, and then, we're going to do another take, I guess Mike must want to,
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what it seemed like from people saying, is Bo would do something, and then Mike would be like, well, I think it'd be funnier. I'm an experienced comedian, so I think it'd be funnier if we did this.
Now, I think I read online, unless it was a death hallucination,
Okay.
originally it wasn't Mike Myers starring in it. It was Tim Allen, is that right?
Oh, yeah. I didn't write that down, but I did read that. Doesn't make sense to... Kind of makes sense to me, actually, but doesn't make sense because he didn't do Cat in the Hat, because instead he wanted to star in Santa Claus 2.
Bigger paycheck.
Fine, bigger paycheck. But do you know who also was in Santa Claus 2? The big, dumb, fat retard kid. Beans.
Ooh!
Beans from Even Stevens. Yeah,
Wow.
he was also in Santa Claus 2, which came out a year before this.
Huh.
Like, Tim Allen probably could have done both films.
Well...
I mean, it would have been difficult.
Yeah, his role was...
Star, yeah, he's the star, yeah. But, yeah, it was just like, wow, it came out... Like, you probably... If you would have agreed to do both, they probably would have pushed Cat in the Hat back a little. You could have done it. Like, it was just...
Better or worse with Tim Allen?
Dude, Tim Allen's not, like...
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
He's like a whole different, like generation of jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever heard Tim Allen tell a cell phone joke. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. Like, beep, beep, beep. All right, so finally, Naked in Math class.
All right.
You guys ready? Let's do a quiz. Here we go. How many times does Mike Myers / the cat laugh at his own joke?
43.
36.
No, the correct answer is all the time. Every time.
Okay.
Every joke.
Yeah.
Even some jokes that aren't his, he'll laugh at other people's jokes. I like this. This is a good question. Who appears in more scenes, Mom or the fish?
That's a good one.
Equal?
Somebody say, Delta's saying equal.
Fish?
Fish? Delta's right, equal.
Wow.
They both appear 13 times. This is just a straight up, like a real question. What other Dr. Seuss books can you make a film about? I'll tell you right off the bat, when I wrote that, I was like, Horton Hears a Who. Oh, they did that already. They did that. Never mind. You can't.
The Lorax, they did that.
They did. Oh, okay.
The Grinch, they did that.
Yeah. Like I was like, what other Dr. Seuss books do I know?
Go Dog Go.
Nope. I know Sam I Am and Oh, the Places You'll Go.
Queen Eggs and Ham?
That's what Sam. Isn't that Sam I Am?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
Hop on
Oh,
Pop.
so that's not even the title. It's called Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah.
So I don't even know 2 books. I know 1 book and a character.
Go Dog Go. Hop on Pop.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
I've heard of that one. I've heard of Hop on Pop. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think he's written over 50 books, something like that.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. That's a
I can tell you right now, he does not have 4 that we named. Like, he's got more than those. Yeah, it's just like, how do you have more out of this franchise? Like, it's like I didn't watch the Lorax, but I'm pretty sure people hated that film. Like, it didn't make sense, and it wasn't very environmentally friendly too. I think like it missed the whole message of the book.
I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah.
Save the trees. Save some trees.
Hey, look, just plant a tree in your backyard.
Yeah.
Cut down the rest.
Just look at one. You know, pet it.
Yeah. While you're jerking off, think about a tree.
Think about the tree. Yeah.
Take a picture of it. It's the same thing.
Just hang a picture of a tree on your wall.
Chop down a tree, make paper, draw a tree. All right, so that's all we have. Join us next time, because next month is a month for ladies.
Wait, if next month is a month for ladies,
Yeah.
was this Wayne's World Reunion month?
Yeah, it was kind of just like, oh boy.
Yeah, it was Wayne's World Reunion month.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a look how far they haven't come. Yeah, they're all. I rarely ever mention it, but every month has a theme. Like it's all like there's a video game month and a back to school month and a Halloween.
Yeah.
And like there's all themes. And it's just I don't say them very often. So yeah, this is Ladies Month, you know. And we're gonna start off with Valentine's Day, and what better way to celebrate a day of love than with the best love story ever told? Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, in the 2003 romance/crime thriller Gigli. Yeah.
Is the other one the Ladies Man?
Oh no. No. I won't tell them what it is. They're not allowed to know.
Yeah.
They can't tell. I'll tell you later.
Oh, I remember what it is.
All right, good. Don't say it. Why would they tune in to the next show?
It's Men in Black.
For ladies, they
Yep.
love Men in Black.
There's something about whatchamacallit, a black girl crying.
That was the end of 2.
Join us later next month. We'll be reviewing the end of Men in Black 2.
Yeah. Where a mulatto woman cries. Oh boy! Wow.
We'll just it'll be like one of those compilation on the porn sites, or just like compilation, a lot of women crying.
That was quite a stretch, I think. But all right. All right, so you guys can go to WWYMT.com for all things Why Would You Make This? Maybe you can't. I don't know. I keep telling people to go there, but is the website, is it updated?
It should at least be forwarding to the
the WordPress?
Yeah,
or whatever,
for now.
Yeah. All right. We'll get a better website up there eventually.
soon.
I did update the videos. There are more videos on there and a better link, a clearer link to our YouTube. We're going to have more YouTube videos up. Most of them are going to be, not that I want to but most of them are going to be clips from old episodes. So like if there's a part like, oh, remember that joke? Well, now you can, hopefully you can be like, there it is.
Here, let's just run it into the ground. Yeah, just
What?
our jokes.
Oh.
I thought there was a joke in specific
No,
that he
I
wanted.
thought there was a setup. Me and Money were waiting for this for the fucking punchline to that
No,
setup.
we're just going to run our fucking jokes into the ground.
Oh, all right, whatever. So, yeah, you can download episodes there if you don't like to do it on iTunes. We will be on Google Play soon. I went to go add us to Google Play today, and you know how when you go to, like, oh, let me sign up for this thing, and it's like, oh, these are the terms and agreements, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, and you scroll down, and it's like, legal copyright, and you scroll
Yep.
down, and it's like, notice of it. When you go to Google, the first thing is like, make sure you absolutely positively have the rights to show what you have. Like, that's the first thing.
Oh.
Is if you don't have 100% positivity that you have worldwide distribution rights for everything you're putting on here, don't do it.
Wow.
Paragraph 1 in bold. Like,
Wow.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like,
Ruh-roh.
yeah, I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. So, yeah, that'll happen eventually. And I'll let you know now. We're not going to have music at the end of the episodes because of that. That's got to go. But that's not where we are yet. Where we are right now is Victory Pro Wrestling.
Victory Pro Wrestling returns February 4th.
Don't look at me like you're confused.
To
Your
the-
show.
To the VFW hall. Look, the Facebook says one thing, I'm saying another. Something's got to be right.
According to the Facebook, the show already happened on Monday.
Yep. Yeah, February 4th, VPW returns live to the VFW Hall in Center Reach. It's the King of New York tournament. So I am one of two-time King of New Yorks, myself and EJ Risk. Hopefully I will be the first ever 3-time King of New York. And, yeah.
I don't know how incorrect any of that information is, but they did say that there was going to be a tag team match, titles versus manager.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Is that's not. Did
That
happen
sounds like
yet?
it might happen.
It happened. White girl versus tag team titles. Do you recall that happening? Is that
Yeah,
so
no,
outdated?
that makes sense
That should happen?
because White Girl is still with the Funky Fresh Boys, and the Down Boys have the tag titles.
All right.
So
And then the girl she's supposed to be with the Down Boys.
she was originally with the
Yeah,
Down
and they
Boys,
stole her.
and they won White Girl. So
Yeah.
now they're gonna see if
They can,
they win White Girl back.
All right, cool.
Also,
then-
there's a video online of White Girl dancing with Rikishi, and you remember how Elaine danced in Seinfeld? How her body would just kind of
Yeah.
That's how she dances.
Ugh.
So you should watch that.
Go ahead. You watch that. If you want.
The best part is she is like officially, she had a name at some point, but now she's just White Girl.
I was about to say, this sounds like some like WCW Kevin Sullivan woman shit going on.
It started as a joke because I was like, they were like, yeah, what if we challenge them for like, oh, if we win, we get her. And I was like, hey, Jacob, why don't you say, yeah, if we win, we get that White Girl. And like, they were like, absolutely.
100%.
And now she's just White Girl.
That's great. What else did I see? Oh, I saw that Fighter Cat is going to challenge for the, I want to say U.S., but that's not what it is.
He's
NY title.
He has the New York State title.
Oh, it says that VSK is the champion.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because I think VSK is going for the VPW title.
Then that is very outdated information.
Maybe it's last year's.
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Woof.
also, Sandman may or may not be appearing there.
That I can't vouch for the validity of that. It's entirely possible because I've mentioned it before. Sometimes people just show up.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, you know what? There might be they sometimes they do like the big in like Queens or Brooklyn, they'll do the big, hey, look at all these guys who used to do things.
like a little convention.
Yeah, like a little convention. And when that happens, a lot of them are like, hey, is there
Yeah,
is there a show? Because I can sell
show?
shit.
Yeah. I didn't plan my life out. There happened to be a wrestling show happening somewhere nearby. That I could crash and make enough money to eat food today. So again, that's victoryprowrestling.com for, I don't know what, tickets?
I don't know.
They might be sold out. Like I don't even know.
This show might have already happened according to Facebook.
I don't fucking know. I got no clue what's going on. So, if we presented any questions that you'd like to answer,
there are many.
There are probably quite a few. Or if we perhaps answered any questions incorrectly.
Actually, let us know what your favorite Confessor Rhymopolis book was.
There you go. Let us know what your favorite Confessor Rhymopolis book was on our Facebook by going to Facebook/Why Would You Make This? You can also contact me, Jimmy Time, at Time Commander. You can contact J Delta at
the J Delta.
And
at WWYMT.
That's from Mr. Danny Money. Our intro music is Falling After Love by Kill Paris. As I said, we will no longer have
intro music.
No, we can't. Well, we can't have. What happened?
Can we have intro music?
Yeah, sure.
So why can't we have outro music?
I didn't really think that far ahead.
Okay, at least I'm not the only one who was a little confused just now, too.
No. It's because we don't use his full song. It's an edited version of his song, so it falls under sampling. It's not the entirety of the song, and then on top of that, it's not like if I played my song and then his song, it'd be different because I have reversed order of audio.
Okay.
Do you understand that at all?
Nope.
All right, you know the song "Don't Stop Believing"? Well, my song doesn't have lyrics.
Yeah.
But if it did, my song would be "Believing, Don't Stop." So it's different. And also, it's not the full song. It's just that clip.
Got it.
Which is why it's like...
Yeah. All right.
I'm not a lawyer. I could be wrong. But as far as I know, we're covered on the intro.
Yeah.
It's the full song on the
Got
outro
it.
that we're fucked on.
So we can't play...
No, we can't.
We can't be like, hit the Smashmouth.
No.
Somebody wants some...
What I was thinking about, though,
Yeah.
maybe... which would be pretty bad, because I'm very certain that we don't know the lyrics to it, is we can sing what we think the song sounds like.
Does somebody want to tell me?
Well, whatever song we're going to do, which, of course, this time was going to be Smashmouth. So we'll sing it until we get tired of it.
All right, yeah.
All right, so, yeah. Join us next time for Geely. And please remember... Oh, no, excuse me. And for Danny Money and J Delta... I'm Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. Okay.
I'm ready.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
I don't know any of the lyrics.
Yeah,
so-
I know the first, like... Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
She was looking kinda dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
Cause you don't stop running, you stop bumping,
Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb.
So much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back street?
You never know if you don't go. You never know if you don't go.
Hey now, you're an all-star, get the show on, get paid. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold, only shooting stars.
Somebody. All right, goodbye.
All right.
That's enough. Goodbye. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.